What's up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. We are live. How's everybody doing? First in the house is Extreme Zone. What's up, dude? We got new giant robots. It's Wednesday, my dudes. We got Magnus Nielsen. Long time since you've been this early. Jammin Martin. It's Wednesday. The week is half over now. More than half over. It's 3/5 over. If we're counting just the weekdays, which is all anybody cares about in terms of getting it over with. But let's see. What up, Tizel? It's like Ta-Izzle. Tay-Izzle. Tiz. How am I supposed to pronounce that? Can you phonetically put that for me? Tizel is, I'm thinking. It's Thursday there. You are closer to Friday than some of us. My first white builds in Discord. Oh yeah, I will take a look. In the submissions channel, I am assuming Extreme Zone. I see it. First white build. So I have that pulled up. I'll bring it over in a second. What up, Kale? What up, Refused? Don't forget. Yes, change to live chat, everyone. Not top chat, not all chat. Did it change? Okay, no. It did not miss anyone yet. How am I supposed to get this thing? Get OBS Studio. Come on. Get the OBSBot thing. I'm setting some stuff up. I'm trying to do like multiple things at once. What up, Rickshaw? What up, Jensen? You haven't been able to watch the streams recently due to having lacrosse every night, so I'm very happy to make it this one. Glad to have you here, though, Jensen. Lacrosse. Is this like a every night? That must be like a intramural league or like a club league or something, not like school, right? Because when school practices be right afterwards and not that late in the evening. We got Unc Ken in the house. How you doing, Ken? When's the next Land Beta Law? I know one just came out, but I need more. You got to go back and watch the old ones. We haven't even scheduled our next land yet. The next land should occur. Oh my god, it's already March. Honestly, I don't think the next one's probably, if we can squeeze it in April, maybe, but I'm thinking May or June. We need to lock that down, actually. Yeah, just our land schedule got kind of shifted and messed up due to the last one getting shifted. So yeah, I need to ping the land crew, and we need to set a date because I got like scheduled stuff coming up as well that we need to work. Oh, is the mic too low? Is it? Let me see. Why has the mic been low recently? Is that a new? Oh, I can turn it up more. Here, let me turn it up. Wireless mic. Okay, I'm gonna turn it another 3 decibels higher. I'm maxed out on the receiver, plus 12 decibels, and then on OBS, I'm now plus 12 decibels as well. This should be better, but hopefully it doesn't spike too much. Yeah. Yes, I remember the TV guide. What channel did that used to be on? But yeah, you would go and it would scroll so slowly. Yeah, I remember the TV guide. And I remember because we only ever had like, you know, whatever cable where you couldn't really select and see what was coming up ahead. You would have to go to the TV guide. But I remember some of my friends with like the fancier, like because they paid for like Comcast's like, you know, HBO or just like some of the other fancier stuff, when they were selecting the TV shows to watch, they could not only scroll through them but know what was coming up on the schedule. And this was like, you know, in the early to mid 2000s. And now we don't even like watch TV like that anymore. Everything is through these apps where you just directly watch the show instead of having to wait on a schedule like live TV. Yeah, those are the days. I learned about something new game scope in Game Buddy. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there, Birdcage. I did a Linux build last week. Nice, rad. What did you install on it? What did you put in your hair? I didn't put anything in my hair. It's just wet. I just ran some water through it. So that's why it's shiny. But once it dries up, it should get less shiny. It was because my hair was like a mess, so I needed to quickly fix it. But yeah, there's nothing in it. What's your current gaming rotation? What game have you been playing the most? Actually, I didn't think I would be putting as many hours in Crimson Desert as I have. I have like 10 hours on it, which isn't a ton, but I don't have a ton of time to play games these days. I just needed to get far enough in Crimson Desert so that... because I plan to add it to the benchmark because... I don't know, man. It's kind of controversial of a game, but like when it first came out, the first few days, I think it was sitting at like 50 or 60% Steam positive ratings, and then it swung to like positive 80%. So I've been following it on like social media and Reddit and stuff like that. I don't think it's a masterpiece, but a lot of people are dropping that word for it. People are saying it's going to be Game of the Year contender. I don't know if I see that. But I've been playing it to progress the story, which is really slow at the beginning. But then I kind of got sucked into just playing more of it. So that's what the only thing I've really been playing recently. And I don't know if I'll sink more hours into it or go back and try to progress more in Resident Evil. When we get to the Linux stuff today, I do want to go... we're going to go back in Resident Evil because I want to see if the next stages also have those issues. But then like the title and the thumbnail of the stream says, I'm thinking we swap the graphics card for something more modern and see if we can run some of these games. And I do want to check out things like Kden Live and GIMP and stuff on Bazzite. So I think this is going to be a Linux heavier stream than in the past weeks, just because we haven't been showing Linux as much love. So yeah. If only I lived local to you, because I got DDR4 32 gig, 3200 megahertz RAM, mint condition that I got years ago for my first PC build. Also a Z390 Godlike Mobile. Dang. I mean, you should sell that locally to wherever you live and, you know, recoup some of your costs on that. I'm good on I'm actually good on DDR4 because, I mean, DDR4 spanned like the longest, you know, segment of time of me doing the channel. So over the years, I've accumulated more DDR4 than any other, like, I don't have any like DDR. I probably have like 1 or 2 sticks of DDR2. I have a few sticks of DDR3, but I have the most DDR4, and then DDR5, I don't have too much of. Yes, I was about to say, the TV Guide also came out with paper copies, right? Which to me doesn't really make sense unless... is it just the same schedule? Like, how did that work again? Or did they do it, like, per day or something? How did the paper copies of TV Guide work? Because I remember we had one. I just don't remember how they laid it out. I mean, there's enough pages, so they must have done multiple days worth of stuff. So you can look ahead, I guess. But, yeah. I remember those black box. Yeah, you can watch everything for free. And I remember, I never had a black box myself, but I knew people had those black boxes, and we could watch like the, like, you know, pay-per-view events and stuff, and those other premium channels. Did backup come today? Yes, backup is already here. The girls are napping right now. They're actually on a pretty good schedule now. It's like every day they wake up at the same time. They go to their 2 naps at the same time, and we put them to bed at the same time. So we have finally gotten a good routine schedule. He put Dino Chat Nugget Juice in his hair. I put together a cheap PC for my nephew with a B250. i5-6400. I like the Skylake era stuff. And a 1650 Super. I I don't know when that video is gonna come out, but I have a 1650 Super revisit video. I've already done the benchmarks, but I don't know when I'm gonna release it because I have other revisit style videos I'm doing too. He plays Roblox and Fortnite, 16 gigs of RAM. Yeah, I mean that system should be enough for all of that. I tested Fortnite with at least that graphics card and it runs fine. I just finished watching the newest LAN party. Had to watch it in small bits at a time since I was busy, but it was great. Enjoyed watching it very much. Well, thanks for the support, Jensen. Did you watch to the very end? I think my favorite part of the newest LAN video is that last final segment that I put in there, just because it kind of like not recaps everything, but it kind of tied the bow on the whole decade of it, revisiting what we looked like back then versus now, which a lot of us actually looked the same. It looked like we didn't age too much, but I like putting that side-by-side footage. It was kind of like, for me, more sentimental, but I don't know how hard it hit like the viewers, but for me it was like, god dang, I can't believe we've been doing it for this long. You pick up a 270k plus tomorrow to finish off your RTX 5070 build. Yeah, I was going to talk a little bit about the 270k as well, which just had to happen after I put a 265k in my system. Intel releases something that is better than it literally like a month after or a few weeks after I put that video out. It's a program in apps, Game Scope and Game Buddy. Also, I recently learned about deck mode on Bazzite. Deck mode. Okay, maybe once we get to the Bazzite section, we could revisit that conversation. Do you remember the newspaper boy and milk delivery job? We never had newspapers delivered to our house like that, like somebody on a bike. Well, we lived in an apartment complex, basically, growing up. So, we didn't have that, nor did we ever have milk delivered to us. I don't know, man. We just bought milk at the grocery store. Buying milk, having the milk trucks come around and the milk guy deliver door to door to you, I always saw that as like a more premium thing, as opposed to buying the milk at the grocery store. But I never knew how much that cost. Like how much more expensive or cheaper was that? The TV guides were weekly. Okay, so they weren't by day. Okay, that kind of makes sense. I don't remember looking through it too often because we just, you could go to whatever channel it was on the TV. So it was just kind of like, dead paperweight. What up, Heavy Metal? George's dad inside. I've actually never... Can I say, I think I can say I've never seen a full episode of Seinfeld. I've definitely seen a bunch of clips of it online and stuff like that. But, I mean, when was Seinfeld? When was the running of that? That was 1989. So that was the year I was born. And final episode in 1998. Which I was like, 9 years old at the time. Yeah, I definitely wasn't watching... The only real shows I watched during that segment of my life, like the first 10 years of my life, through the 90s, was probably like Full House, Boy Meets World, basically all the real shows on Disney, Smart Guy, Sister, all those things. Never watched Seinfeld. I'm trying to think of on the other networks. And then, of course, the Nickelodeon shows, they had a bunch of, non-cartoon shows. But, yeah, I never watched Seinfeld. I'm not sure if I've watched like a full episode of like Third Rock from the Sun. I'm just trying to think of all the shows from kind of the 90s and early 2000s. And I've never gone back to watch them, even though, they're considered legendary in this day and age. Seinfeld was a pretty funny show. They did have some episodes that were dumb, but most were hilarious. Okay. Kim Possible was a good one. Topanga is bae. I liked Angela too. Both of them were bae. Yeah, Power Rangers. Has anyone found a wireless TV headset yet? Okay, so in the Discord, Heavy Metal Tech was asking for recommendations for a... let me bring it up. For a wireless TV headset. And how much were you asking for it to be under? Anyone have a good recommendation for a wireless TV headset can't be more than $125-ish new. And I said, I don't even think I've ever thought about using like a headset or headphones with like a TV in my living room. So, I mean, I'm also not a headphones guy. So I didn't have any recommendations for that. But if anybody has ones that are specifically good for using like, for a TV, drop the recommendations in the chat because Heavy Metal Tech is looking for one. I mean, yeah, that was just not a product category that I would have ever thought of looking for or of ever needing. yeah, we got Unc Ken in the house making everything we're saying makes him feel ancient. Unc Ken, were you watching like MASH and I Love Lucy? And I'm just trying to think of like some of the older shows that I've also never watched. But Gilligan's Island, I bet. What else was there? Is Aretha Martin's wife / partner? I feel like she's never in Land Beaters anymore. Yes, Aretha is Martin's wife. She was in she remoted into this last one. I mean, her weekends are usually pretty filled. And like when she can make it, she'll be there, but she hasn't been there in person for a while now. I think the last one was the one we had in 2024. Yeah, so it has been a while, but she usually remotes into them. I grew up on fresh milk from a farmer down the street. Yeah, I don't think I have always, for the most part, lived in the city. So, yeah, I've never lived close to a situation like that. What has been your favorite GPU of the past 2 years? One that feels like the best? See, when you say 2 years, that doesn't really give you much to choose from. Because that's only, I guess even if you said 2 generations, that doesn't give you much to choose from either. Of the last 2 years. Because that would only include the 40 and 50 series NVIDIA. And then the 70 and then 90 series AMD. Favorite one? I think the 7800 XT was pretty solid. If I had to pick an NVIDIA one. 40 series, nothing really stood out to me there. And then more recently, like 9060 XT is definitely super solid. I don't even really want to answer this question because I don't know even of the ones I just said. Those like kind of sit near the top for me, but I don't think they hold a candle to the generation before, where I would say like hands down 3070 and 6700 XT. So if we said the last 4 years and the last 3 generations of cards, I think the standout ones are like the 6700 XT and 3070 and 3060 as well, despite having, the lower VRAM on the 8GB model. I still think they were very solid, good value cards. And people are still using them to this day, and not needing to upgrade from them to whatever the heck is available now. But yeah, I think the last 2 years or the last 2 generations of cards, they haven't aged enough for me to feel any special sort of way about them compared to the generation before that. So I had to change the prompt up and answer with one more generation back. I remember when TV was free using an antenna and not cable. Yeah, nowadays you can buy antennas and still, I think this is still a thing. We bought this like a few years ago. They have those flat antennas that you can just tape to your wall. We bought one of these and we used it for a bit, and then and they're so cheap. Look at this. You can get a TV antenna for like $6, and get your local channels. and you plug it directly into your TV. You tape it up to like as high as you can in your room to the wall, and then it just picks up some channels. And we use this to watch some football games when they were broadcasted on our local channels and stuff. But yeah, I mean, with everything going kind of towards the internet, I don't even know like is this still a thing? I haven't watched TV via antenna for a few years now, and I have no idea how like if there's like any cost of maintaining that technology, or if it's even worth it for them to still do in this day and age. Find some rabbit ears. Let's see if we can find it. They've changed in looks, actually, here we go. Look how cheap these are. $10 about. There are still free TV channels. Is that a thing that's ever gonna go away? And like, to me, it still boggles my mind that you could transmit a whole, like, video signal through the air like that. Because transmitting sound and stuff through, like, just like audio through like your standard radio and stuff, yeah, that kind of makes more sense to me. But like, to generate a whole image in real time with sometimes the image quality does get bad and stuff, but to have it continuously going, that still blows my mind, kind of, even though this is like an older technology, right? Versus having like an internet, whether it be like fiber optic cables or like copper cables or something, transmitting stuff to when you're streaming over the internet. This stuff still is mind-boggling to me, and how that all works. They wouldn't be selling antennas and TV. Do they still? Like, I don't even know if like our smart TV. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have a built-in antenna, but I wasn't even aware they still sell TVs with built-in antennas. I'm not sure if I've seen it, or if it was, it's not made known in the advertising when you go to like Best Buy or whatever, the store, because they're all like very thin panel LCD or OLED TVs and stuff. You don't like physically see the antenna, so. What's next after the internet? What technology could advance humankind? I mean, we already know the answer to that. It's AI. AI is like, as much as everyone thinks the bubble's gonna pop, I don't think so. I think it'll level out, but it's here to stay. And also, speaking of that, you guys saw the news, which this should be good news to most people. Sora is shutting down. OpenAI will shut down Sora video app. Disney drops plans for a $1 billion investment. Disney, which had linked a major pact for Sora, said it will continue to engage with AI platforms to find new ways to meet fans where they are. What the heck was Disney trying to do with that? Anyways, I've never generated a video on Sora. Looks like I'm gonna miss my opportunity because it's shutting down. But I think Sora was a pretty big deal in at least within the last couple of years in the whole AI sphere, right? So it shutting down, I think, so I kind of skimmed through the articles. It was due to them, they're gonna go public, and Sora was losing so much money, and that looks bad for the books, so they're gonna cut it. But OpenAI is still gonna be here to stay, and I guess you could say, unfortunately, depending on how you view AI. But Sora shutting down, I think, is a little bit of good news for all of us dreading AI. Lol, dang, I was hoping Disney would lose money. It wasn't financially realistic. You mean using all that compute power to generate stupid videos, stupid AI videos of Will Smith eating spaghetti and other random crap to slopify YouTube? That wasn't a good monetary investment. I don't feel bad for them after the controversy lately. I see Skynet happening, hee hee. we'll see. In terms of them using AI to like to try to determine what are strategic places to strike, when the AI can actually independently send the missiles, rockets, and nukes and stuff, then we're gonna be at Skynet levels. But right now, I think there's still quite a bit of human intervention and safeties in place. What's next is robotics. I guess I haven't been following the field of robotics too much, except for, you know. Okay, we should be good, I think. We good? Uh, okay, my mic is good. Just need to put the music back on. Yeah, what was that? Yo, I just happened to talk about AI and kind of cheering for its downfall, and that happens. You can't make that up, even if you tried. Jeez. Let me check to make sure all the stuff is good. Okay, chat is on the stream good. At least we were able to keep the same stream. Thankfully, the PC was able to boot back up pretty quickly. Sorry for that hiccup. Okay, I gotta get my chat going again on my side. Chat overlay. Okay, there you are. Alwa's back. Yeah, we're back. We're back. Clone on a budget. Just finishing an AMD build. Want to try Linux. Maybe install OneDrive and Copilot. They are not needed by most people. Nick, Casey, and Jan are my favorite of the LAN group. How freaky is it that he's talking about Skynet and BAM! I got hit. I got hit. Yes. Who knows? Am I an AI replacement or not? Yeah, we know it's that hub tab you left open, bro. I mean, if that was a thing, then everybody's PC would be crashing all the time. And my streams would have crashed way more frequently because I always have those open. So that's not to blame. It shows that Big Brother's always listening. That piss off the AI overloads. Overlords, I know, right? That was a little creepy. Okay. Let's make sure I got BAM. Ah. What's going on here? Why? There we go. Okay. We're not doing that yet, but okay, I said I was going to check out Extreme Zone. Okay, let me get caught up. Yeah, with the building setup showcase. So Extreme Zone built a white PC for the first time with the 3700X Thermal Assassin King, a Soyo. That's like an AliExpress special, I think. I don't know if they sell on Amazon or not, but a 4060, 16 gigs of DDR4, 1 terabyte. This is for selling. I assume you're not using this yourself, Extreme Zone. Oh, wait, did you yeah, you got the Solidigm drive. I like those. Clean build. What are you doing with this? Taint Smear says, I got an AMD GPU just to try Linux. Microsoft has went too far with this BS for me. It's for a flip already on Marketplace. Nice. Okay, let me try to guess how much you're listing this for. It's got a PDF Prestige. That's a very solid budget pick for a power supply. Okay. Let me think. Did you build this for like around 650 and you're maybe listing it for 800 or 750? Built for 650 and then potentially listing it for $100 to $150 more is my guess. But I don't remember how savvy everybody is with deal hunting and like flipping and stuff like that. But I'm just going based off of my knowledge of the value of the parts. And it's kind of a wild guess because people be getting crazy deals left sometimes. I think 500 might be too low. Considering everything is in it that's in it. I don't like, maybe it was built for 500. Definitely, I think listing for 500, that would be hard to make money on. In about 2 weeks, we should see Gnome 50 on Bazzite as a in-place upgrade. Okay. I wanted to try to get Crimson Desert to work on the system, but I don't know if the graphics card. I mean, I think the RX 580 works on it. I think people have played with the 1060 with it, but I was messing around with it a little bit, and I was not able to get Crimson Desert to work. So maybe we could do that as a group as well. Check out this pre-built. I had to get it because RAM prices are crazy. 9800 X3D, B850 board, 9070 XT. You're asking for 650 to 750? Okay. So you probably built it for around, like, I'm guessing like 500, 550 then. So I was like $100 off. 1.6K. Let's see, given that's like a $450, 600 with that. So yeah, that's a pretty good price for those specs. 1.6K for basically a turnkey system with the highest end AMD card, if we're not counting the previous generation, and then one of their best CPUs for gaming. Can you look at mine? Zorg on Discord. Okay. Zorg. Here we go. Oh, look at this build. Finally got the nerve to build a fresh PC after watching Nerd on a Budget was way off budget. You were Zorg off of budget. Specs are a B650, 7800X3D, 9070XT, 32 gigs of RAM, 6000 H9 Flow. That case is so big. I built in that one before. ROG Ryujin 3 240 AIO. Super stoked and hype. How are you liking the case? I found this case to be too big for my liking. It looks clean as heck. Your build looks clean. You got the whole white aesthetic going. I do like the Burning Crusade. I don't know if this is a still image or if you have a GIF or a video playing in here. But I do like that Blood Elf in there. But yeah, very clean build. Very, very solid specs. I want a 9070 XT so badly, and I just can't justify it though. Plus, I kind of need NVIDIA for Premiere Pro, so Steam Remote Play is underrated. Remote Play via what? Like via your phone, via another PC, laptop. What are you talking about specifically? I do use Remote Play from time to time when I don't want to go down to my basement or down here to the studio. Do I foresee RAM prices stabilizing in the next 6 months? They've already kind of stabilized. Like their price, we did a price check I think last week. They're not going up dramatically. Stabilizing means flattening out. Do I see them dropping? No. But I think they've already somewhat stabilized. Let's see, DDR5, 6000. Let's just look for whatever kit, and we'll check this again. Let's see, Corsair Vengeance. Actually, this kit might not be old enough. Let me see. We'll look at Amazon. Year. Yeah, okay, this isn't... You have to find the right kit. Here. T-Create Expert. These have been around... Oh my god, look at all the different SKUs they have here. Okay, or not. What is going on with these charts? Oh, here it is. I have to put both new and Amazon. Okay, sure. We'll do like the last 3 months. Yeah, so if we look at the year, like, so here's the spike that happened in the last quarter of 2025. And from then to now, like, the price has not kept on going up. So to me, that is stabilized. It just hasn't dropped. I mean, you can see it dipped a little bit here versus, you know, up here at 480 for this kit specifically. But yeah, I think RAM prices have kind of hopefully hit their max, and hopefully they don't go up any higher. Yeah, the case is huge as hell. Also, do you find this case annoying to pick up because of the way they designed the feet on it? My goodness. Man. Like, NZXT, I understand you're trying to do something different. But if you do something different, don't make it worse in the process. Being different, but in a worse way, is not a good thing. The fact that there's only one side where you can slip your fingers underneath to pick this up, and then the other three, like, especially for such a big case, and if you fill it up with parts and makes it heavy, it is annoying to pick up. It's not impossible, obviously. You gotta like tilt it on its side to slip your fingers underneath the front and the back. I'm just like, why not just put slots in there like how they used to make it? It's like picking up a 100-pound rock. Yeah. 380 for RAM I got from Amazon sucks, but needed it. Here's the thing. Even with the RAM prices being as bad as they are, if you need a PC now, and remember, we're talking about need, not want. A lot of people want an upgrade or they want a new PC, but do they need it if they're already sitting on like a 5600X and a 3060? I would say no. That can still get you pretty far in gaming in today's age. But some people were on stuff way older than that, or didn't have a PC at all, so they had to build from scratch. Then I would say if you have to, you know, take a hit in your wallet just to get the RAM and the SSD and stuff, even at the height of their these shortages and the price being highly inflated, I think it's worth it, just because you're gonna have a working PC that you can enjoy from now until whenever the heck this shortage ends, which we have no idea if that's gonna be within this next year or more. So yeah, like you're paying, let's say you're paying an extra $400 at the end of the day for a build versus what you would have paid halfway through last year. $400 spread over the course of a year, that's like $1.50 a day. You know, if you've got pretty stable income, a stable job and all that stuff, then it could be worth it. You guys need to check out Micro Center RAM motherboard CPU deals. Some people don't have Micro Center around them, and Micro Center needs to make those deals available online. Then they would sell way more, but I have a feeling that Micro Center is already operating on pretty thin margins, and part of it is getting people to come into the store to potentially buy other stuff. So yeah, until there's a Micro Center in like every major city, in every state or multiple, then a lot of people just don't have access to that. So. You can game off of some of those AIO screens to use as a tiny monitor. TechSource did it. I think I remember seeing that, yeah. Yeah, if they did it online, yeah, I know that makes sense, but I'm just mad because I don't have a Micro Center locally. I'll drive 4 hours round trip for a 9700 XT bundle though, lol. Well, see, here's the thing. 4 hours round trip. Depends how much money you're saving. If you're saving, let's say $150, or let's say $160 just to make the division easier, that's like $40 an hour that you're saving. But then there's gas money. Gas is pretty expensive right now. Doesn't help that we're at war. But yeah. How much is gas around you guys? Let me see. Google Maps gas. Gas. So I'm kind of around this area. We're looking at 510 regular. Oh my god, 680. What is this Shell thinking? Chevron 580. Oh my god. Wait, what? I just bought gas for about $4.99 the other day. It was Safeway gas, not the best. $5.56, $5.46, $5. The Fred Meyers is $5.10. That's usually a pretty good one. Costco doesn't list on here. But yeah, 4 hours round trip, averaging, let's just say 50 miles an hour because some of it's going to be inside roads. It's not all highway. So how many miles are you driving? 50. So that's like 200 miles, depending on what your MPGs are. Let's just say that's anywhere from like 6 to 7 gallons if you're averaging about 30 miles per gallon on a kind of economical car. So 6 to 7 gallons times $5, so that's another $30-ish on gas. Though you might, I live in Washington. We're a really expensive like state to live in. Your gas might be cheaper, but gas is okay. Okay, let's not do this liter talk. Okay, my brain hurts when we have to convert gallons to liters, even though liters is a much nicer like unit than stupid gallons and ounces, and cups. But let's see. 600-ish without the bundle, it would be 30 MPGs. What's up? They had it right before they went down for a nap. Yeah. So they're probably due for dinner soonish. What are you driving that gets 8 miles to a gallon? You got like a was it the H3 or whatever? What is the worst consumer car gas mileage wise? Stock. Because I know people could mod their cars to, you know, for performance reasons to make the mileage worse. But what's the worst stock I guess EPA rating on any car that's available right now? Can we send parts to your PO box? Yeah, so my PO box is in all the video descriptions and all the stream descriptions. People have done that before, and I usually unbox it on streams. And also, whenever people send me stuff, I never ever sell it. I either, you know, keep it to use for a video on the channel, and then whoever the build eventually goes to, like if I sell it to a family member or friends or on Craigslist or whatever the heck, I don't tack that onto the price. So yeah, if you have, and if it's old, if it's super old parts, which people have also sent me, like, you know, legacy parts that aren't really usable for modern day computing, and then I keep it as like a keepsake. But yeah, people have sent me stuff in the past before, and I usually try to hold on to them and to open them up on stream live. So my CRV gets 21 miles per gallon. Hey, what up, Stang? Morning from Japan. What are you doing in Japan? Who are you there with? You did not take the little one to Japan, did you? We're going to take the twins on their first trip on an airplane. It's gonna be not too far. It's gonna be to California, but still, we're trying to figure out the logistics of having, you know, babies and traveling. So Micro Center has the bundle for 600. PC Part Picker has a list for 802. So before tax, so maybe 820, 830 after tax. So yeah, 230 saved is worth the drive. Plus you get to go to Micro Center, which is fun. So yeah, $5 a gallon cheap. It's about $10 a gallon here in Europe. Wait, seriously? Gas prices in Europe. Is it $10? Have approached or exceeded $10 per gallon as of, wow, I don't follow gas prices in other parts of the world. $10 a gallon. But I don't know where you live specifically, but I feel like, I mean, you could say that about America too, but a lot of our like cities and towns and stuff, and rural areas are kind of like spread far apart with major highways and stuff. I feel like, you know, the stereotype of European countries are that a lot of them are built around like walkable cities and public transportation and stuff like that. Obviously that's not going to be for everybody, and you still need a car and, you know, have to pay for gas and stuff, but man, $10 a gallon. I don't even know what the most expensive gas has ever been in the United States at any point in time is. I don't think we reached $10 because I think I would have remembered hearing about it. My diesel prices are approaching that $10 per gallon mark here in California. Really, Chris? How much do you get per gallon of diesel though? Australia's $12 a gallon. Especially California, we need to drive far always. Yeah, exactly. Here with my friends, the wife and sister-in-law for spring break. The first trip. Oh, you took the little one on the long flight. Where are you flying out from? Like for us to Japan, how long was that flight? 8 hours, I think. Because we're, you know, West Coast, so we're as close as you can be directly to Japan. I think it was 8 hours. But yeah, if you are not West Coast, then yeah, it would have been a further flight for you. My truck gets 30 plus highway, average around 25-ish. Here's the thing, Chris. I understand. Okay, not to like call you out, but how often when you are driving your pickup truck, are you using your truck bed? Like, especially with just, I guess 30 miles per gallon, but you're paying double the price. So effectively, if it was regular, it'd be the equivalent of 15 a gallon of regular, 15 miles per gallon at $5, right? But yeah, like, how often are you just driving it? Because you also got to think of, like, it's a larger profile, there's more drag, stuff like that as well, which is contributing to not getting as good of mileage on top of whatever the efficiency of the engine is. But yeah, how often are you using your truck bed? Like, how many of the days out of the year that you take your truck to work could you instead drive a car like a Toyota Yaris or a Nissan Versa or something like that, and it wouldn't even impact your day at all because you wouldn't have needed your truck? Because I'm curious, like, would it be more feasible to get an economical tiny car for your, day-to-day work commute? Drove to mother-in-law's house last Friday to move furniture. Sometimes I take an 8-feet heater to my wife's family when they have parties. For work, I stopped driving my... Oh, okay. So you don't drive it daily. So you do use it. Yeah, I totally agree with having a truck on hand is very useful. Even though when you're the person with the truck, then that's the truck that people ask for help with. The best truck is your friend's truck, essentially. So you drive your Prius, which hopefully makes up for, like, averages out right with the hybrid. Where I'm in New York, gas is $3.89 a gallon right now. I would imagine, like, straight up in Manhattan, it would be closer to that $5 mark or more. $4.50. What? San Diego County is cheaper than freaking Lynnwood, Washington? This is surprising. Extreme zone. Have you never been on an airplane, or you'll never get on an airplane again? The Dodge Charger, the F-350, Lambo and Ferraris. Okay, do we consider those consumer cars? Those are like more of like exotic / supercars. I don't know. I didn't realize they get only 10 miles per gallon though, but that's not too surprising. Chris Hauser, or no, Chris, how do I say your last name? Hauer, 9000 posted their build on the Discord server. Which one are you? You guys gotta have the same name, or at least put in parentheses. You know how in the Discord server you can like change your name per server. Put like on your name in YouTube so I know who's who. Are we talking about? Are you? I don't think you're this one. You just replaced the Prius last night with what? What up, the King Legend? Never been, never will get on an airplane. Wow, that's kind of wild to me. But I guess you can get pretty far on like Greyhound buses and trains and stuff too. So if you have to go, you're from Canada, but like if you have to go from like really long distances. Teaser in the stream submissions. What? Stream submission teaser. Yo. Wait, I'm trying to figure out. Is this a full-on hybrid? I mean, I've only seen so many cars. Now, I don't think any of the ones I've seen. Why does it have 2 different plugs? Can anyone, there's that car subreddit where people could identify a car based on like some obscure random part that's taken a picture of. And can anyone look at this and tell us what vehicle this is? SUV? Like a full-on SUV? And not a RAV4 Prime. Not a compact crossover SUV, right? We're talking about a full SUV here? What is this? This looks fancy. No, that wouldn't be an SUV. He said SUV, not the F-150 Lightning. That he would say truck if that was the case. I don't do. Does the Mach E look like this? I would have, man. If you have a Mach E, Chris, I would be so jealous. Mid-size compactest SUV. I mean, I don't. Unless the newest, because they just dropped the newest Mach E this year. I don't remember it having. Yeah, not a Mach E. Yeah, what could this be? The two plugs throws me off. That it makes like, even if they're different standards, they make adapters. Like, why does this thing need two plugs? It's an NVIDIA Pro that hybrid. It has 3 rows. Oh, if it has 3 rows, then yeah, it's definitely not one of the. A larger SUV. I mean, the newer Rivians, the R2s aren't even out yet. See, I wanted to guess Rivian or maybe something like a Lucid, but I don't know. I feel like that would be too expensive. Is it a Rivian? This just looks fancier than normal, so that's why I would have maybe guessed Rivian, but dude, Rivians are pretty pricey, aren't they? I feel like, would Chris drop that much money when there's alternatives at lower prices? $23 outlet. Oh, it's a plug-in hybrid. That's why I guess the RAV4 Prime, because I remember you had been talking about plug-in hybrids, level 2 charge and oh, it has a level 2 and 3 charger. Wait, that's interesting. See, here's how, like, I've never... Are Tesla superchargers considered level 3? They are, right? But they all use the same plug. Tesla V3 supercharger, the up to 250. Okay, yeah. So, interesting. I didn't do too much research with regards to, like, level 3 charging on other, I guess, plug-in hybrids and EVs. But I wonder if, because you said this is a 23 model, isn't everybody switching over to whatever the heck the plug that Teslas use are? So has this already been replaced or is getting replaced? What up, Adelonic? Yeah, NACS, is that what it's called? Yeah. Chadimo is kind of going away. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a Japanese standard. Yeah, okay. Did you pick this? I'm guessing you picked it up used because it's a 23. But what's the plug-in battery only range on it? And does that cover you getting to and from work so that you aren't really using gas for your daily commutes? Well, let's look this up. 23 plug-in Outlander. Man, this thing looks pretty big. A Mitsubishi as well. About 40 miles, does cover my work commute. They added chargers by my office now. Nice. So you can top off while you're there. Are they usually free, or are EVs popular enough now where it's like people have to schedule? I know some places around, or some of the bigger companies around me, you have to like schedule on your phone when you're going to charge and when you're going to get off the charger and stuff like that, because we're in Seattle. There's so many hybrids, plug-in hybrids and full EVs. So Toyota discontinued natural gas cars. What do you mean by that? No, I mean my work added chargers free for... Yeah, they added chargers by your office, but what I'm saying is, you know, some places have like hundreds of employees, but only like 2 chargers. So like people have to fight to get onto those chargers, and they have to be pretty active about getting the car off once they're topped off. I guess, how long have you had this now, Chris? And have you been using your charger at work pretty consistently? Do you think the war in Iran is just a way to force more people to switch to EVs? Or no, I honestly, this is my tinfoil hat theory. I think it's to cover up the Epstein files. I'm just going to say it right there. You can call me crazy. You can call me stupid. But just given everything that we know, And even who's the guy who got fired recently? The guy who was appointed. We're not gonna get super into the politics, but saying that there was no evidence of or a reason to strike in Iran. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like the Epstein files has way more that we don't know about. But we're not gonna get into that. One day I just got insured, so I'll bring it tomorrow. There's like 2 people with plug-in vehicles, so you're good for now. No fighting. Okay, got it. Oh, the cars that ran off pressurized gas. The Toyotas. Wait, pressurized gas. We're not talking about like the hydrogen ones, are we? Or are you talking about something else? Hydrate reminder. Thank you for that. The Mirai, the 2026 Mirai is a premium. Wait, if they're canceling it, why would they have a 2026 version? What up, Eddie73? Wait, that's not you, is it, Edwin? Edwin, if this is you, I don't remember what your YouTube username is, but if this is a different Eddie, then what up, Eddie? The issue, like here, look. Even though the technology behind like hydrogen fuel cells and stuff are cool, hydrogen station. If we look at hydrogen stations, a lot of these aren't even it. How do you even find, like, there's so little, especially in even me living in like a very populated area like around Seattle. If I gotta go out of my way to fill up every time, that's just not feasible. Yeah, they've been pulling back on the clean incentives. They took away the $7,500 rebate. And wait, is there a used rebate for 2026 at all? Ended, yeah, see, they ended in September of 2025, meaning no federal incentives for EVs purchased in 2026. I feel like most people bought their EVs. We bought our EVs due to the incentives. So, yeah, them taking it away, that's less incentivizing. But, you know, all this lobbying, all these big petrol companies in the pockets of politicians. Yes, all is good. All is good with me. Thanks for asking. Hope you're doing well. Big problem with electrics being able to pay to charge while on the road, even with adapters for Tesla charging stations. I've watched several YouTube video on the issue and also other issues. Yeah, I mean, for the last year and some change that we've owned our EV, which is the Tesla Model Y, we could have had only that car and not had our ICE vehicles. I shouldn't say ICE vehicles, because ICE vehicles now means another thing. Our internal combustion engine vehicles. Yeah, we could have just had the Model Y and we would have been fine. Like, we haven't taken any long road trips, and if we did, we would have been able to supercharge. But we've never charged outside of our home. So it depends on what your use case is. For us, you know, we're just going never more than like 100 miles one way. So 200 miles round trip. The car gets 280-ish supposedly, with, you know, music blasting and AC or heater and all that stuff. So yeah, it depends on what your use case is. And I feel like a lot of people, like more than 50% for sure, would be okay in that situation as well. Not a lot of people are, you know, road trip takers and are driving across the country and stuff like that. So if Olympia pulled the 46 gas tax off, we would be in better shape. Where's the prices down there right now, Watery? I want my car to run off computer power supplies. And UPSs. The city I live in will give me up to $1,000 rebate for buying a used one. Yeah, see, there was that federal used one for $4,000 though. That would have been so nice to take advantage of, especially. But the issue with buying a used Tesla is, even though they're cheap, their insurance is so freaking expensive. That's why I don't want another Tesla. That's why I kind of really want a Mach-E. We need maglev cars. Never get rid of the Yaris. That's the plan. Though, man. I had it sitting for a while over the winter because I wasn't driving it. Like, I kind of neglected it a bit this past winter. And randomly, like, because the seals on it are starting to go. I don't know which seals, but some of them. There was some mold starting to develop randomly. Just, you know, wherever there was skin oils and organic stuff that just happened to be in the car. Not that organic stuff. But I had to run an O3 machine in the car. Or not an O3. What's ozone? Whatever ozone is. Oh yeah, it is O3. Yeah. So I had to clean all the surfaces, run an ozone machine just to like clear it out. But yeah. My plan is to never get rid of the Yaris, but it is starting to show its age, and stuff like the seals and then just other random parts are like my hood latch is starting to not pop as strong, so I have to like shove something underneath to actually get it to pop. Just small things like that is starting to annoy me a little bit. The old Gatorade bottles I still have, and they're still sealed. They were not leaking. The Yaris has actually hit issues with also like under the floorboard at the front, like the firewall of both passenger and driver side, of water getting through. So it has a lot of common problems that a lot of people talk about online. Nope's Yaris is legendary. Pretty legendary. Yeah. The twins are going to be partying up in the Yaris when they're older, or maybe electric convert. It'll get... Dude, here's the thing. Toyota is finally, according to what I've been reading, they're actually starting to focus more on EVs. I feel like they have to come out with a Yaris EV or an equivalent eventually. Like they're going to flush out... They have their BRZ right now, which kind of sucks. Or no, not BRZ, the BZ4X. Now it's just called the BZ, I believe. They've changed the name because it has such a horrible reputation. But I think eventually they're going to need smaller cars, like the size of like Corollas, and then like a Yaris hatchback style. This is going to be years down the road, right? Because it's going to take them time. But yeah, I think that's going to be a thing. I don't think it's going to be an electric convert, but it's going to be an equivalent. The Yaris feeling betrayed. The sad thing is, even though the Yaris is in running, I would say good running condition, there's nothing mechanically wrong with it. It does have a rebuilt title, and it's ugly as heck, and it has a big dent on the side. If I were to try to trade it in, I don't even think I could get more than $500 from any trade-in or dealership or anything like that. Selling it locally, I might be able to get like $1,000, but most people would look at it and not even consider it. So, like, in terms of value, it's not... Like, my computer is worth more than it technically, but in terms of usability, it's still very useful to me. Like, it gets from point A to point B. I just got new tires for it, actually, because I had been going on 9 years, and I still had some tread on it. They've been teasing solid-state battery tech for years. That's what's really going to help with range. Yeah. I mean, and phones are starting to get solid-state batteries. Not like most of phones, but some of the highest end, newest ones have them. Bazzite time. You're right. It's time to light up Bazzite. We're talking too much about electric cars. How did we get to this topic? It's because Chris sent in that picture. All right. We go into Bazzite, folks. Thanks for the reminder, Damelin. Crap. I got to change the angle of... Actually, can I do it from here? This works. This works. Okay. First things first. We're going to test out the next stage of Resident Evil. Oh, God. Please tell me there's no... there's probably new shaders. God dang it. There's probably new shaders that I'm gonna have to get because it's been like a couple of weeks. Crimson Desert, where is Resident Evil? So we're gonna see if this 4GB card. Where is Mango Juice going to just I think it's gonna automatically run. We need Nukem power card, not EV. Chris used distraction. It was super effective. Yeah, you rolled whatever the max 20 on it. Same with my Prius, not worth enough to care. I'm gifting it to my niece, 19-year-old. How many miles does your Prius have? How many miles did you get it at, and what is it at now? How are you liking Bazzite versus Mint? I mean, I only use Mint for like 2 streams, and I think I like Bazzite more just because it's more catered to Steam. It already had Steam ready to go when it, you know, loaded up. It looks more modern. I guess modern is relative, but like, you know, it comes already in dark mode. It has like a sleek wallpaper, whereas Mint looked a little bit, oh, is this too loud? A little bit older. Okay, let me make sure these options are on. Yeah, in the menu we're at 120 FPS. See, graphics, borderless windows, okay. Oh, image. Okay, so yeah, we're at like, we're trying to get the best performance we can here. Let me close this off. It's at 200K. Oh, so you drove it for 40K? How many years was that? Like 3? I would guess that you drive more than 10,000 miles per year, Chris. Just, it sounds like you drive more than that per year for work. All right. So we got FSR upscaling quality is custom because I turned it down to the lowest. Advanced settings, low. Yep, everything's on low. Upscaling FSR. Oh wait, why is this on? No, we were gonna go to performance. We'll go to performance on this one. Okay, we're gonna load. Where was the Leon's here? Here we go. The Chronic Care Center. Ooh, this might be a little loud. Hopefully it's not too loud. This is the chainsaw scene. Okay, wait. Where are the keybinds? Oh, that's the parry. Okay. Sorry, I've been playing Crimson Desert, which has horrible controls. Alright. Left bumper and X to sharpen. Yeah. This is probably pretty loud. Don't kill me while I'm changing the volume. Can I just melee real quick? Oh my god. I'm gonna die. Get off of me. I gotta sharpen my freaking axe. Also, what the heck did... Okay, look. I promise I'm not this bad at video games. Okay. Let me redo this real quick. But it's looking better, right? Except for this black flashing. I don't know what's going on there. Continue. Okay. I got this guy. Come on, give me that chainsaw. Look, dude, we're really running at 154. No, you're gonna pick it up. Do not pick it up. Shoot you in the nuts. Dude, we're running at 150 FPS on a 580. Is the audio coming through here? Let me turn on my speakers, because it might be doubling the audio. Okay, now, okay, it's too, I can't hear anything. I won't be able to hear anything coming behind me. Okay, can I pick this thing up yet? Jeez. Yeah, so, unless it was the new, no, I don't think it's the new Proton. Because we should be using the same one. Stop it. Stop it. No. There we go. Freaking. Okay. Sharpen. Bam. Okay. What's the res? The res is 720p right now. The FSR performance. So we could probably actually turn this up. Can I do it in-game without it restarting? Let me see. I think we can. That's what we did last time. So let me go back to 1080p. Confirm. Okay, let's see how that changes. Oh my... Oh, come on. Does it need a second to think? Am I gonna get demonetized for this violent video game footage? Okay, so that... We should still be on FSR though. So, how did it get so bad? Okay, let me take a look at these options real quick. But look, Resident Evil 9, brand new game, is playable on a 9-year-old graphics card. Okay, so it's still on lowest. Advanced settings, low, yep, lowest here. FSR performance. Seriously, how... Something seems weird here, doesn't it? We'll go to 900p. Let's see how 900p runs. Okay, 45. This is workable. This is only a single player game. What up? Pop. Oh, nope. Man, these are some freaking strong zombies. Huh. See, how were we getting... Let me change it back up to 720p. How were we getting like 150? That's like triple what we're getting now. And the resolution scaling does not make sense to me. Like, we are not that far off from 720p. And I know it's 2 dimensions, so, you know, the pixel quickly increases as both resolution... Yeah. Okay. You see what's going on here now? We're only at 70, so these numbers make more sense. I mean, it was a pretty dynamic scene when we started out. How was that getting 150 earlier? Now we're getting 75. Zombies do have equal rights. Okay. Okay, let me reload this. Let me see if it does it again. So we're at the beginning here. Okay. Yeah, so that was weird. Why we were... Oh, no, this thing's gonna cut me. God. She just threw the chainsaw at the other dude and went through his back, through his chest. And now he just has a chainsaw sticking out of his torso. What am I doing? Oh, no, he just hugged me and the chainsaw went through me. Let me load the other area, though. This one. Escape the care center. This is what I was thinking, right? When we were first having problems with Resident Evil that other stream. It might have just been that outdoor map. But once we got inside a building, which I don't know what the makeup of this game is, how much of it is inside versus how much is outside, I thought that it wouldn't have been problematic, and that's what we're seeing here. Yeah, see? So we're inside now. We're playing on Grace, and we're not seeing through any of the walls or... Oh, wait. Oh, no. I spoke too soon. Huh. So the handrail is missing, but this is versus what we were seeing the other stream. That's pretty minor. We're getting at 84 FPS. Oh, wait. We're starting to see missing. Wait, what's the look? On this side, the wall looks completely solid. But on this side, we're seeing through it. Oh, and underneath this this little teller window thing. Very interesting. But on this side, it's fully solid, I think. Let me see. Yeah. So it looks like I mean yeah, we're missing more stuff now too. I wonder if... So, I wonder if it's just the way that the levels are laid out. The other one could have been a much smaller level, so not as many like textures and stuff had to be loaded and maxing out the VRAM. Which is kind of why I wanted to switch the graphics card out on this. Dong too long! Oh my god, just got payment from the Corsair settlement. I was never able to successfully submit that. How much did you get? I tried to because I had a couple of Corsair kits. Actually, you could have submitted without even proof of receipt or anything, right? Wasn't that the case? But just, it didn't work for me when I tried to. Oh yeah, we're missing stuff here. So dang. We might have to say Resident Evil is not playable on this graphics card. This is not Bazzite's fault. It's looking like it is the VRAM. Try game scope, buddy. Okay, I'm gonna alt F4 out of this. What are we talking about here? Can I just get it from the bazaar? Game scope. Scope buddy GUI? Here, I'm just gonna do. I'm sorry. We're gonna use some water. We're gonna kill the rainforest a little bit. And Bazzite. Add SCB to wait. What? It's pre-installed. Oh wait, it's pre-installed. Scope Buddy is pre-installed. So what are you talking about? Try Game Scope Buddy and install Game Scope. It says Scope Buddy is pre-installed. How to install Game Scope on Bazzite? Game Scope is pre-installed on Bazzite. It is integrated into the system, particularly with Steam Gaming Mode, and often does not require separate installations. So what are you talking about? So you're saying get this one? Okay. And what is this supposed to do? Convenient interface for saving, editing, and loading configurations for games. If you have Scope Buddy installed, it can apply these configurations automatically. Okay. New config. Name. Wait, what? For automatic detection by Game Scope Buddy in supported launchers, the file must be the same. Game launcher, Steam. Okay. Name to display. So we putting let's see. always okay. Desktop UI, open Steam, go to library, right click the game you want to use game scope, and select properties, go into launch options. Okay, yeah, but what does this do? It helps you out with the game prompt percent command. Yeah, but let's see, it's 3630. You're getting 3994? What? Oh, how many RAM kits did you say you had that was affected? Was that like, because remember you could do up to like 5 or something like that? Oh, remember when you need to put in a prompt to get God of War to work? Yeah, but I don't mind right clicking and doing properties and stuff like that. So that's what this is for. But when it says name of the file, do I actually have to like type in? Are we talking about like the Resident Evil executable file? Like the display name is only used by the studio. If a display name is set, it will be displayed. Okay, yeah, I don't care about that. But like the name of the file, I'm assuming we're talking about like the Resident Evil Requiem, but are we talking about like the like how it is in Steam, or are we talking about it how it is in the in here where it's like what is it, like something.exe? It's usually like re9 or something. Nope, that's not it. Where is this? Where's the .exe at? Not this one. Oh yeah, are we talking about like re9.exe? I'm trying to get a quick answer. I know I can Google this and I can probably figure this out, but we're on the stream here, so. Yes, you enter in a document where the folders, you enter in a document where the folders at for the game or whatever. So like re9.exe. I'm just gonna write test just to see, save. Okay, Steam config. Okay, so okay. So you can do your launch options. Okay, so I understand what this is. But this takes, I guess it takes some like upfront work to get set up. So you can load into the game at already like, you know, different resolutions and all of that. I don't know how much more time this will actually save. This does anyone else use this? I'm curious. Just looking at it right now, like even with my knowledge of this, I don't know if this is that much more convenient for the average person. It also changes things because then it's using the GameScope compiler. I was about to comment in your latest LAN video if any of you guys are considering Linux, especially Windows 12 in a few years, will be subscription to use. Have they determined that? I have not heard about this. Is this like a rumor, or Windows 12 being subscription to use? I don't know if I believe that. And also, Windows 11 having just been made mandatory at the end of last year, I feel like because of that, it's going to have longer support, and most people are going to stick with it for the foreseeable future, especially if it has a long of a run as Windows 10 did. There's no way. If it's a subscription use, they're going to lose so much of their user base. Or people are just going to crack it. If it's still as easy to crack, everyone's going to crack it. If it's as easy to pirate Windows 12 as it has been for every other version of Windows for the last like 5 Windows versions, then that's what people are going to do. I will openly admit to pirating it if that is the case. What up, just a brown guy? We are playing around in Bazzite right now. Okay, so Scope Buddy GUI. Honestly, I'm not right now. You know, having just checking it out. I don't know if I see the value of it. I do see the value of being able to set your resolution and stuff ahead of time before having to load into the game. So that is pretty useful. But like for the launch options, it's not that hard to do launch options. You're still having to click through a GUI and all that stuff. Similar to having to go here and then going to put in the launch options right here. So, yeah, I don't know if I really see the value of that. Give a shot for GameScope Buddy. Just open up that program. Okay. Let's see. So I am here. Launch option. So how do I launch a game from here now? Wait, exit file. Okay. Open. Nope, that's not it. Open. No. No, I don't want to do new config. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this set up this quickly because what game save configs? You're saying to launch the game from here? If this is supposed to be intuitive, it's not. Far left corner, click utilities. You said. Far left corner where? More actions. Far left corner of what? Open up game. Oh, wait. Open up game scope buddy as well as the actual program on your machine. You're saying to click utilities. You do realize, like, I'm following your exact instructions. And this is why technical writing is very important. Wait, we're not talking about on Steam, right? Utilities. Brother, I will follow your exact instructions right now, but I don't know if it's just me being stupid. It's the purple icon. Oh, this? Not that one. This one. You said to go to utilities, which is what I was looking for. I don't see utilities. See, open up GameScope Buddy as well as the actual program. Far left corner, click on utilities. Am I blind? Okay, I got this up. It's the purple icon. It looks like the icon on Windows. Just click on that and go to utilities. Oh, you're talking about this? Okay, the way you explained it, that chat, was that me or is that the explanation? I guess what was this thing? What is this called? What is the actual proper term for this? But okay, go to utilities and then what? Yeah, you're talking about the start menu. Did he say start menu at any point in there? I don't think he did. It's me. You got there saying. Okay. Wait, Kat, did I read that wrong? Is my dyslexia or whatever? I could have sworn I read top, or where was it? Oh, you said far. See, far left corner. Dude, I went to the far left corner, at least on Scope Buddy, because there's nothing on the far left corner on this. But you were talking... See, that now that... That's what you meant by, it's the Bazzite. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of miscommunication here. The equivalent is the start menu. Okay, we're in utilities, now what? It's called the super key? Wow. Yeah. I totally did not pick up that he was trying to get me to open the start menu. Or the equivalent of the start menu in Bazzite. Because he was saying, open up Scope Buddy. And then he said the left corner, not saying what corner. Yeah, there's... I mean, some people in chat are saying it's on me, but I guess I'm just stupid. Type in the program you're looking for. Okay, so I'm trying to type in Resident Evil. Okay, now what? Yeah, I guess once I figure out how this works, then I understand the value of it. But I don't know. Maybe it's because we're like, we've got like, you know, a finite amount of time to get this done on stream. And I'm getting like instructions slowly fed to me that this just did not seem worth it at all. I just got back and joining the middle of this. I was confused too. Edit application. Okay, edit application. Okay. KDE menu editor. Okay. Birdcage seems really excited about this scope buddy thing. For I mean, I don't mind changing the resolution within the game itself before actually loading into the level, because that doesn't require a restart usually. And I don't mind adding properties into, you know, via Steam. Look at command line ARGs. Okay, what about it? What are we trying to do? The number is the app ID. So this app ID potentially is what we need to put into here for the name. Is that what, like, actually, what just happened? How do I... Where... I'm thinking the name doesn't even matter what I named it to. Edit manually. Okay, sure. Nope, that doesn't seem like it. Tux Power PC, do you understand how to use the GameScope Buddy? Birdcage, do you know how to... You're trying to get me to use it, and you're trying to feed me instructions. Alright. Do we install the 6600 XT? Just so that we can get past this 4GB of VRAM issue. Also, I kind of want to do this because we know what happens in Windows when you have drivers for a graphics card, then you don't run DDU, and you install a new one. Sometimes, if you're switching companies and stuff, you get like the basic Microsoft adapter drivers. If I put this card in, which is a few generations after the RX 580, is it just, are we still going to be able to get in Bazzite? Is it just going to auto get the new drivers? Is it going to be, I would say the Windows experience is pretty seamless. These days, when you put a different graphics card in, Microsoft is going to go find some usable driver for you. Might not be the newest one, but it'll be something usable. How is that on Linux? Oh, you were hoping somebody on Steam would know? Okay, yeah, we're not going to do this then, because we're going to be fumbling around way too much. This, already just looking at it, I feel like you got to follow a video tutorial to do. Because there was no, like, setup wizard type thing that walks you through and explains everything. Like, this was not user-friendly if you have never seen it before, which I have never seen. Yeah, this was not user-friendly at all. Especially once we went into it, and whatever the heck we're trying to do in this KDE menu editor. If we were just trying to get the game ID, then sure, but yeah, this was not, I don't think we're going to be able to get through that. I don't know what he was even trying to do with the, I think he was just trying to get it to get set up so that we could modify the option, or the, you know, the like resolution and settings and stuff before launching into the game, which I do see value in, but not that much value. What's up, Roland? Depends on the distro. Okay. Linux overall isn't user-friendly. Oh no, I understand that, which is why I wanted to do it live on stream. For people who have never touched Linux and never plan to at least be able to see it. And, you know, it's pretty fun. Like, I think being able to get Steam running, being able to like get some games going, that was relatively easy. Now, as we try to do some of these other more niche things or obscure things, that's when it's going to be more like bang my head against the wall, at least while trying to do it in front of a live audience with a limited amount of time. If I was just sitting at here being able to pull up a YouTube screen and just watch and follow a tutorial, I'm pretty sure it would go a lot more smoothly, but then it's not as fun. But okay, graphics card. Yeah, you said go ahead, do it. I use for NVIDIA on my system. Why not just use the Steam properties for game scope? See, I don't even know what you mean by that. Why not just use the Steam properties and ignore game scope altogether? Install the card. Like any new OS, you have to learn it. Yeah. I think there's too much being thrown at you, Danny. Yeah, these sorts of things, it needs to be researched off stream. But honestly, I don't think I'm even interested in the whole game scope or game scope buddy stuff. We're gonna install this card, and then I'm gonna see if the drive or what it's gonna look like when we first get in, and then I actually installed Kden Live or whatever, Kden the video editor, as well as GIMP, and I moved some files over just to mess around with the content creating side of things. Okay. Let me do not. Oh, yes, there's no screws. I totally forgot. This just has the little the clamp on thingy. Of course, these brackets always fall off. It just has the clamp on the bracket. So, all right, old card. Bye-bye. We might not ever put you back in. It might just be more convenient to use a modern card and not have to deal with legacy stuff. Even though I think the premise of a cheap Linux machine is that you will be using older hardware and you're using a free OS, which adds to how cheap you can put a system together for. But okay. All right, everything's plugged in, ready to go. That was actually very quick and convenient. Let's see what happens when we try to boot up. What would be the point of using deck mode? I'm guessing, is deck mode like, we're talking about like Steam Deck mode? Like, what are the benefits of doing that versus using Bazzite in... What is the opposite of deck mode? Is it like desktop mode or whatever? Like, what would be the benefit of using deck mode when we are not on a Steam Deck? Aside for like the compatibility things, which we had to change the launch options to pretend it was a Steam Deck for God of War, for example. What up, Daniel? Thanks. Thank you. Display or isolated compositor layer that sits between your game and the actual screen or your desktop environment. Wait, GameScope is a lightweight micro compositor developed by Valve, originally created for the Steam Deck and SteamOS. It's designed specifically for gaming on Linux and access. With Bazzite, is that already like oh, what is going on? Okay, we're good. But with Bazzite, is there already some instance of this, I guess, what is it called? GameScope running already? Like, it said when we Googled, or AI told us it was already by default, like, included. Deck mode bypasses the desktop environment and runs only the Wayland compositor. Basically, think hardware to display rather than hardware to desktop monitor. And by changing that pipeline, are we getting improved performance? Like, I get that. Like, I'm trying to, what's the layman's answer for the reason we would want to run it? Are you calling me? Oh, what's up? What did I buy on Amazon? I don't know why. Huh? Like, how big? Huh. Apparently, it's a big box outside. 1 second. I need to see what this is. Am I? Let's see. Okay, yes, it was a big box. It was an outdoor tent for the girls so that they can start playing outside. Um, Steam, so deck mode, so it's just gonna have like less processes and less background stuff running, so for better performance. Is that what it is? Like, it bypasses KDE, you can use it on Bazzite. You guys, I understand the like AI slash like Google search result answer of like what it does, but are my guesses of it improving performance the key reason for doing it? Then you get some performance in low end hardware like the on the deck, but doesn't make sense for powerful systems in my opinion. Okay, when you're at your login screen, as far as I know, there should be an option for game scope. No, how do I bring back that? Just how do I lock and log out? Okay, so you're talking about, so let's log out, go back to the login screen. Is there an option for that other? Nope, doesn't look like it. At least I'm not seeing it. There's nothing else to choose from here. Sleep, restart, shutdown, hibernate, and then other just lets you log in as a different person, but no other options other than that. Okay, I don't remember the commands to check. Maybe did I write that down on the notepad to check like driver information? Mango HUD Steam Deck. Nope, I do not have that written down. And I think that is the Resident Evil. Oh no, this is just a clipboard, or this is just what I copied earlier. Nope, never mind. Okay, I'm gonna have to see command for checking GPU driver. Yes. It was it was this one, right? This looks somewhat. Oh no. No. Nope. Oh, what was at the end of the command? Oh, good call. Okay, so it detects the graphics card. It's not really telling us anymore. Do I have to add some more of these dashes? What did you have there? Grep. So we have grep. E A B. Yeah, the NVIDIA SMI thing would not work, even though that was one of the recommended thing. Or I assume it's not gonna work. While user, yeah. Are we using? Oh, there it is. Inksy G. That was the one. That was the one. I recognize it if I. Oh wait, what? Wasn't that the one that we used while in Mint? Why is Inksy not working? What's up, Umbrella? Wait. I could have sworn this was this was the command that we used to pull up all, like the specific driver version information. I feel like there should be. Okay, let me see. I'm just gonna start typing stuff into the start menu. Graphics. Like, come on. There's got to be a way that's not terminal based. GL open. Oh, this was probably what who typed that in earlier. Mass 7788. This probably is gonna bring up the same information. Yeah. Open GL. Let's see. Or not. Here we go. Driver version. Hey, look, I was able to find it. I guess that wasn't too difficult. Okay. I'm going to do Bazzite specific commands just in case. Bazzite terminal command to update graphics drivers. You just update? What? The drive. Okay, I remember people saying that. So all the like every driver is built into the kernel no matter what generation of card. Because we went from the 580 to the 6600. Actually, for Windows side, would it be the same Adrenaline drivers? For both of these? I forget if you go far enough between generations where if they're different ones or not. Especially since isn't RX 580 on legacy drivers now, and the newest cards are on like whatever they're on. You may have to install the InkSiege. How would I? Okay. Did we do that on Mint, or is that already included? Let's see if this is a thing. Pseudo Pac-Man S. No. Either way, I guess we don't need it anymore. Let's go back into Resident Evil real fast. Also, I want to see if Crimson Desert works. Okay, I do not need... Oh, so that's pretty convenient if I don't need to update the drivers. Which I know a lot of modern day graphics cards, at least on Windows side, I wasn't sure if Linux was different or not, is the same way. Where like, no matter, like when you go and select your graphics card from the drop down menu from their drivers websites, even if you're going between like a generation or two, it's like the same, you're installing the exact same drivers, and if you swap cards in between without, you know, running DDU and reinstalling drivers, they work and they're compatible. So if that's the case here and it's already in the kernel, that's perfect. So that was a nice, simple, quick swap. So we gotta freaking process these Vulkan shaders, which honestly, when we process the shaders here, that's not the same as compiling it, because we still had to compile it in game, like for God of War. I just wish they could do everything like in one spot instead of having to do it multiple times. Yeah, I mean, the AI is very useful for stuff like this, for getting like specific commands that have been around since, you know, forever. Like as much as we hate AI, anytime we Google search something and we accept that first answer in the AI summary, that's us using AI, which I'm sure everybody here has done it or still does it. I definitely use it quite a bit for a quick, quick reference. Okay, so I tried to get Crimson Desert to at least get to the title screen to see if we could even get it to run on the 580. It did not work. I don't think we're gonna have time for Caden Live or GIMP, which I wasn't gonna do anything too advanced in those anyways. I was just gonna poke around a little bit. What was my first job? My first job was an internship. It was at, I don't even remember. Let me look this up. What did this company do? It was electric optic integrated circuits related, and I did like some like modeling, and I did a lot of the grunt work. It was like an engineering company, but I was trying to look up exactly what they did. Yeah, so but my first job was actually an internship. And then from that I went to my engineering job. So my mom was a really strict parent, and she basically shielded at least me, because I was the younger of her two kids. She let my brother work a retail job, but she really wanted to shield me from a retail job or like fast food and stuff like that, so I could focus on school. But school for me was not that difficult, so I just ended up playing a ton of games. But I unfortunately never got that retail work experience. To, everyone talks about like everyone should work one of those types of jobs so you can appreciate the workers and stuff. I unfortunately did not have the opportunity to, because my first job was that internship, which was for like an engineering firm, and then I went on to my engineering job. Yeah, I went to college. I went to university. Okay, now we're gonna turn up the graphics. We're gonna go 1080p. And we're gonna go on, I think this can run it on high. It's pretty optimized. Advanced setting. We'll turn on DLSS. We'll turn off frame gen. We'll go to balance mode. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I think with how well this game runs, we should be good. We'll go back to the grace scene where we were missing textures and stuff. By the way, if you haven't yet, I suggest you go into Steam settings. There are two settings. Yeah, I think I did enable shader pre-caching and allow background process Vulkan shaders. I'm pretty sure those are turned on. We can check in a second. All right, this is without frame gen. Okay, we are like at over 100 FPS. Why are we dipping? And with FSR balanced, let's see. Let's go back to those same areas. Nothing is missing on the backside. The handrails were all there. I am not. Oh man. You know how they talk about the yellow paint in games these days? It's not that I need yellow paint. It's just that the Resident Evil games are the type of game where they make you slowly walk around and check everything, and I'm just not interested in that type of gameplay. Like you're meant to go around and like finagle with every door handle and everything. But the 6600 definitely makes, what is the CPU is running at 60-ish% load. I think I need to change the labels because that's not an RX 580 anymore. But what am I supposed to do? Okay, where am I supposed to go? Those doors had red squares next to them, so I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to go in there. I just came from this area. Leon saved me, so I guess we're going across this way. Did I allow them? What do you mean by allow them? Here, alt tabbing shouldn't be too difficult. Oh wait, what? So if I go to Steam settings, what were they? I'm pretty sure we enabled those. Downloads. Shit, wait. So they were disabled. Maybe we did that on Mint. Thanks for bringing that up, because I was incorrect. Yeah, I think we did that on Mint then, and not on Bazzite. Okay, so we're good here. Wait. How? What is this structure? This looks like it's supposed to be a door. Did I not just check every available area that you could go to? Aside from those 2 red doors? Yeah, you have to have a card. That one probably also has to have a card. Oh, this area. Whoops. I went in here earlier, but okay. You said disable the pre-caching? Or so that it only does it in game? Wait, what? Allow. Disable the pre-caching so it only does it in game. But then we can't allow the background processing of the Vulkan shaders then. You can only do... Wait. If I enable this but disable that, it grays out. So... Oh, you can't see. Sorry. So... Does that do anything? Does that keep the... Is this still good then? Sorry. I'm like in the way. You said disable. You said to disable. Disable pre-caching. Yeah, okay, I did disable this. But what were you telling me to turn on earlier? By the way, if you haven't, I suggest you go into Steam settings and downloads. There are 2 settings: enable pre and allow backgrounds. Wait, so am I getting the two separate instructions again? Someone said to enable the shader pre-caching, and someone said to disable it so it only does it in game. The shaders across the street. Okay, anyways. My intention was not to actually play this. It was to see if we could fix those issues, because I actually wanted to see if we can get Crimson Desert to work. Let's see if it was a graphics card thing. Alright. Let's see if the talk of the town or the flavor of the month game right now is just going to work on Bazzite. I am running it on the Proton 1034 or whatever, because it's the newest one, and I think some people had success with that on Proton DB, but I was not able to get this to work with the RX 580 earlier. It works on Linux. Yeah, I saw people saying it works, but some people were getting artifacting and stuff like that, and they had to use custom. Here, I'll go to the Proton DB page while this loads. I don't know if it's gonna work. Yeah, Proton DB Crimson Desert. So it is gold, runs perfectly after tweaks. So this person is running a custom. Oh, hey, I did not get this far earlier. So it might just work. Maybe. Hopefully this doesn't take forever. Crimson works on Proton GE for me. Both Legion. Oh, we're good. I think we're good. Though Mango HUD, I thought I enabled the universal settings. It's not turned on right now. Compiling shaders, my favorite thing in the world. It's a resource hungry game. Yeah, it is. Super huge open world. Pretty good looking graphics wise. And then, though the pop in and sometimes it gets muddy. Very similar to Black Desert Online in that regard. But, what's the Steam rating on it right now? I guess I could have just gone to the Steam actual, the the program. Yeah, let me go here. Go to the store page. What's the point of confirming birth dates if there's no actual way to confirm? Why even ask? Who's gonna not put a birth date that allows them to look at it? Wait, where's the percentages that people were talking about? It is now very positive. I thought they showed the percentage breakdown of positive versus negative, no? Modern Warfare 2019 is on sale for $6. I don't think I will ever do Call of Duty again. What got me into PC building? World of Warcraft. We had a family computer at home from Costco. It was a pre-built compact Presario something. And it was able to play WoW, but not well. So the first upgrade I did was Jan, my friend Jan from LAN Party. He upgraded his RAM, so he had spare sticks that he took out, and I had slots in my motherboard. I don't know if he only had 2 slots, which is why he couldn't add RAM to his, but he replaced his sticks. I took his sticks and put them in mine to add RAM to my system to make WoW run smoother. And that was the first time I ever like opened up a computer and tinkered around with it. Oh, audio's not coming through now though, for some reason. Also, the game just froze, but we'll see. This game is notorious for having bad... Oh, well. But yeah, that was the first time. And then once I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. Now I want to upgrade the PC to be able to play more intense stuff. What just happened? What is going on here? Oh, okay. Something's happening with the system. It just did that thing where it's like the driver's updated. You know, when Windows like freezes your screen for a second and then blacks out. Alright, so let's look at the Proton compatibility that I'm running here. Okay, Steam just crashed as a whole. Interesting. Don't forget to update 64-bit Steam. What do you mean? Is this not by default already 64-bit Steam? No. Where is it at? Crimson Desert. So I already went in and changed compatibility to, yeah, GE Proton 1034, which is the newest one that released, like, I don't know, last week or something. And people have successfully played with it on Proton DB. Let me try this again. Something about that driver crash felt odd. Game Buddy allows you to enable the prompts. But as we've seen, not every game needs the same set of prompts. Like Resident Evil used different ones than what's it called? Than God of War did, than what Horizon did, and now Crimson Desert. Come on. Get in. You can try yeah, a lot of the people on the Proton DB, you know, the little section that shows like who successfully ran it and not and stuff. A lot of people did say use Proton Catchy OS, but oh, come on. Oh, wait. They have been saying the game is super buggy still. Yeah. I can read in a second. I just want to see if this... I would be kind of amazed if it just ended up working. You think I should reboot because I... What did I just update earlier in the terminal there? I didn't actually update the drivers, right? Because it already was good to go, wasn't it? So what did I do that would have called for a reboot? You just oh, it's a whole system update? Alright, we will do that. We will restart real quick. What are people thinking? How many people are thinking this is going to be the fix for it? If you are primarily a gamer though, and you like playing games on launch, having to deal with potential, we don't know if it is actually, I mean, it is a somewhat a compatibility issue. People are having lots of problems with it. If you look at the ProtonDB submissions, or what's it called? I guess the not the ratings, but the user experience for the game. A lot of people are trying a lot of different tweaks, and they're still coming up buggy with it. The game, it's a week old tomorrow actually, so it's still very new. But if you're not like dual booting Windows and this is all you have, and you like are really trying to play this game, I can see this being pretty frustrating. You use Proton Enable Wayland 1? I saw that as well on ProtonDB. Let me see. Let's pull that up before we try it again. Okay, so we'll go to... Yeah, so people are using GE Proton 1032 here. So you said Proton Enable Wayland equal 1. So yeah, that's where I saw it earlier. But then people, even with this RT ray tracing, wait. Everything simply worked, but there's still minor artifacts, heavy artifacts, minor artifacts, so like a lot of people, I don't think anyone has gotten it to run it perfectly yet. Some people even gave it a thumbs down. This one was a custom Proton hotfix. Here's Proton 1033. So there's a bunch of different ways to potentially run it. But, oh my goodness. Do you guys hear the crazy girls upstairs? We will try the Wayland one because you said it worked for you. And I'm down to try some of these options. Currently, that's the trade-off. Full control over your hardware or full access to the latest titles and games. Yeah. Or if you dual boot, then you can have the best of both worlds. But if you're still dipping your toes in Windows, then I don't know. Does that count? Because, yeah, full control of your hardware only when you're in Linux. But then when you switch it back over to Windows, you don't. So that's not having full control of your hardware 100% of the time. I might need the command thing. Because it might freeze here. Is the command thing... Well, I mean... Could it have not applied what I just put in without the command? Percentage commands. You guys think I need this? Let's try it. I could always alt L4 out if it crashes again. Where is the audio? There's something about newer AMD graphics cards with capture cards. Because the RX 580, the audio came through just... Nope, it's going to crash. Please don't full system crash and make me reboot. Please don't. I think it's doing the same thing it did earlier. Oh, wait. What? You guys seeing this? So you guys are... Oh, wait, no. That's... Yeah, this is strange. Here. So you guys are seeing it continue to load through? Or maybe not. I think my stream is delayed. Okay, we are frozen on here now. This is the correct screen that I am currently seeing. I don't think he's gonna do it. Switch to the B580. We know the B580 is not gonna work. If it doesn't work on Windows, why would the B580 work on Linux? I wonder how long it's gonna take for Pearl Abyss to get the compatibility with Intel Arc cards to work out. Cause yeah, that's some drama and controversy with this game at the moment. They just said, who cares about Intel? And I mean, who should be more mad? When a game doesn't have support for Linux, or if it doesn't have support for Intel Arc cards? What percentage of any gaming like group is larger? Linux for a game, or like for Crimson Desert enjoyers or people who want to enjoy it? Are there more people running Intel Arcs cards who can't play it, or are there more people who are running Linux who are dealing with the buggy mess of it? Intel owners, just buy a real GPU next time, lol. Oh, Crimson Desert isn't compatible with Intel Arc cards, although it might work on Linux. You think if it's not compatible with Intel on Windows, there's some way it might be able to work on Linux? Has that ever been a thing? Okay, I just closed the game. Constantly freezing on initial loading screen. Hey, that's exactly what I'm running into. Using Proton. See, this person is using Proton Catchy OS, which is what somebody said in the chat earlier. Let me put the command. What was it? The command? Maybe that was it. I don't know. Is it just the Vulkan shaders though? That's stopping it. I actually haven't looked into the details of why Intel Arc does not work with this. What is the reason for using Linux and Intel Arc? Is it just for the cost savings? Intel Arc, honestly, I think it's only to support a third horse in the race, in the GPU, space. I don't think it's that much of a cost savings. Yeah, for the same price, what was it, $250 or $300? You can get a pretty close, like, yeah, sure, the Arc card edges out the AMD equivalent, and then a little bit more on the NVIDIA equivalent card, but it's not like so dramatically different that all these other issues you might run into with early drivers and stuff would make it worth it. But for Linux, I mean, people are just getting sick of Windows basically spying on us, throwing AI and stuff everywhere, paying for Windows to begin with, even though most people don't pay for Windows. Come on. The percentage command. Oh, I don't think it worked. I don't think this is going to work. This might be something that might take a little bit longer to get stable. I know other people have gotten it to work. I wonder if the CPU and its age, I guess, like, you know, this is compared to a modern CPU, that what I'm using right now is like pretty weak. I wonder if that could be it too. Like, if you look at most of the people on here, let's look at what all these submits of what people's experiences are. 5070 Ti, 12700K. AMD custom GPU. Okay. Okay, we're gonna ignore that one because that one's on a Steam OS. 5090 with the 9950 X3D. 9070 XT with the 9800 X3D. Not many people. I don't even see like a mid-range card. 5080, 9070 XT, 4080. Oh, 9060 XT. Here we go. That would be something. But I'm using a 6600 XT, which is the same tier 2 generations ago. 9070 XT. So 6800 XT, same generation here. But not many people are running this on Linux with older hardware. Especially on the CPU side. Most of these people, look at this, 9850, 7900X. Oh, here's a 3600 with whatever the heck this graphics card is. On Bazzite. Proton FSR4. Can't turn on ray tracing. Significant bugs, yes. Yeah, so I don't have much hope for this. I actually heard there was issues with Crimson Desert. We are living those issues right now. Yeah, because we are frozen in the game. I also installed Death Stranding. But, oh, what is this? Terminating it? Terminate. Terminate! We are terminating. I love how Danny gets excited when he sees a mid-tier card true to his name. Dude, I get more excited about mid-range and lower-end hardware. It's more, like, interesting, in my opinion. Everybody knows the latest graphics cards and latest CPUs are going to run the latest games. Like, there's no question about it. Like, that... I don't know, like, in terms of watching content on it, like, you know, when you watch the bigger channels just do like really expensive $2,000-$3,000 builds using the latest hardware only, there's no questioning it's gonna perform well. There's nothing else to like really go from there once you have the best stuff in it. So yeah, the mid-range stuff is where you can squeeze out the like a lot of performance per dollar, and then running the low-end stuff is just exciting and fun to see how old of games you can run, like Resident Evil 9 on, you know, the 5080, which apparently it doesn't run that well, but it ran God of War very well. But okay, I'm not gonna have time to play. Like, here, I will quickly open up Caden Live, but I also got this just to check out like what a video editor looks like. On Linux, video tracks, we'll go to like 4 or something. Frame rate, we'll go to like 30. Start editing. I was just curious to see how this compares to Premiere Pro, which I have, you know, much more experience doing. But, I mean, it looks pretty similar. Like, can I just drag and drop? Where is my recent files? I dropped a LAN. Where is it? It's on here. Linux content creation files. Okay. So let's see, can we just drag and drop a music file? Oh my god, the way this is laid out, because the font is so big, we can't even see, we can barely see the timeline. This is not gonna work. And I can't even make this any bigger or smaller. Let's see. Display settings. I'm gonna have to make the font smaller. Here we go. Now we can actually see stuff. Where did my file? Oh, here we go. So let's put a song here. Why did this just get so... This resolution sucks. Wait, what just happened? Oh, I didn't save it. No, don't do that. I could have sworn I hit apply. Oh, I didn't hit keep. That's what I didn't do. Okay. Where did that go? Okay. So then once you have it here, you can just drag down to here to the audio. There it is. Okay, we got the audio waveform. I also have a big video file. The whole LAN video. Wait, where did it just... Where is it? Here we go. So I can't just drag and drop it into the timeline. I have to drag and drop it into like the library first. Okay, here we go. We are video editing. Somewhat. Very horribly. Let's see if the same commands are here. So cut is X. Yeah, so we can make basic cuts and moves. Oh, wait, what? Select is S. Okay. There we go. So you can cut it up and apply effects and stuff. You guys aren't getting any audio because this graphics card is not putting it through. Effects. Okay, so if I wanted to transition... Where are them transitions at? Is it under transform? Nope. That's just the crop and stuff. Editing, no. Yeah, this definitely is, again, a whole muscle memory thing because I'm more familiar with Premiere Pro and motion. Oh, here we go. Nervous. Let's put this in between the scenes. What does that do? What was that? Gate weave. You got the basic fade ins, fade out. Okay. Those weren't the transitions I was thinking of. I'm thinking like slide transitions and stuff. I'm sure they're in here, but yeah. I just heard audio to edit when you scrubbed. It's because it's coming through the mic. It's this little mini monitor I have. It has a speaker and it was playing through. It wasn't coming through the capture card, unfortunately. But yeah, if I get close enough to this, you can hear the audio from the video. Let me see. But man, editing on this small resolution sucks. Yeah. Yeah, it's just audio coming from the screen. And I've never used GIMP either, which is like the best, or supposedly one of the best free image editors like Photoshop. But I did install it. I was going to mess around with it. Let me see. I didn't get my asset files for this too. How create? Let's create something. New image. Sure, that works. Here we go. We're in GIMP. Anyone ever do this as a kid? Does inverting work? Let me see. Control I. Nope, it doesn't work. Doing that in Paint used to... But this isn't Paint, this is Krita. Oh, that loads up. This actually looks somewhat like a little bit like Photoshop. And what is this? This one's a painting one. JG Wright recommended it. Oh, I just closed it. But yeah, I was gonna mess around with this a little bit just to see, but there's no way I am learning a new editing software and a new Photoshop software. I'm just gonna be a slave to Adobe, unfortunately, just because that's how the workflow is, and it just doesn't make sense at this point. Shotcut is another video editor on Linux. Yeah. I'm just so curious of, like, if you took a look at every content creator or every editor for content creators out there, does the distribution of the programs they use look very similar to what operating systems are? So, like, does Premiere Pro, is that like the equivalent to how many Windows users or market share there is? And then there's like Final Cut. Is that about equivalent to how much market share Apple has? And then people using Kden Live or Shotcut or whatever, is that basically like that small 2.5% or whatever the heck the Linux part of the pie chart is? Yo, what up, Jose? Never seen you live. About to play some Halo 2. Have a good stream. Thanks, man. I'm actually about to end stream. So, Game 3.2 was just released with many new upgrades and has non-destructive features now. That it was non-destructive. What was a destructive feature? You're happy that I won the Linus competition? Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel like that was a pretty close... It was pretty close with regards to like me and Zach, but in terms of like everybody's niche topics, it's because me and Zach do more budget builds and the other two channels aren't really PC building channels. But yeah, I mean Zach's build looked way better than mine, but I think one of the key things that people missed out on that Linus video though is that my system had a 2 terabyte drive. So in the comments, a lot of people were saying like they would pick Zach's build over mine any day. I think he had a 512 gig SSD in his, and I fit a 2 terabyte one in mine, under budget as well. So I think they missed that detail because the storage space doesn't affect benchmarks. So, but yeah, his looked way better than mine, hands down. I was not going for aesthetics at all. What's up, man? Love the videos. Just bought the 3070 Founders Edition. Great condition for $250. I want a game, but now I'm worried about performance. Yes, the 3070 is a valid card still at $250. There's not many other cards you can get for that same price with this, around that same performance level. You can probably get cards with more VRAM, but I mean, this sounds like this is your first build anyways, so a 3070 should serve you fine. Yeah. I don't understand, like, people are talking like the 3060s and 3070s and stuff, just because they have 8 gigs of VRAM, are now obsolete. If that was the case, I wouldn't be able to run as many games as I am running currently when I retest 4 gigabyte graphics cards. Like, sure, some games might give it a little problems, then you just tweak the settings. That's it. Am I running this on AMD or RTX? I was running Bazzite on an AMD RX 6600 XT. There's DaVinci Resolve, but kind of hard to install. Oh, I tried to install and use DaVinci Resolve on Windows even, and I was like, no way. I can't undo 20 years of habits, basically. Even though I'm trying to like mess around with Linux, which is undoing like 30 years of using Windows. My son and wife are professional photographer, videographers, and they replaced Adobe with DaVinci Resolve Pro. It's an easier transition, and yeah, that's the nice thing about DaVinci Resolve. But are they incorporating AI features into it? Like, were you here last stream, Joe? I was showing off the auto masking tool in Adobe. Oh my god, that thing is amazing. Like, it actually leverages AI to apply a mask to whatever object you first select, or like a whole human, and like through the movement, and it like keyframes them. It saves so much time. That, among like other tools like extending a clip, because sometimes, you know, when you're making a video, to cover up like bad A roll, you need to like a certain length of B roll to put on top of it. Premiere Pro can do that, and it just, I don't know. For me, it's worth it because I would lose too much time trying to learn DaVinci. But starting from the beginning, if I could have started on DaVinci and built experience over 20 years with it, because it has a one-time fee, that definitely would be ideal. But I just can't. See you later, Tech Nerd. As for GIMP, they were lacking non-destructive editing. You could not maintain layers. Oh, really? Wait, what do you mean by not maintain? I thought GIMP does have layers and stuff. Or was it super buggy and you would always lose them? Yeah, because you're talking about like the layers over here, right? Where create a new layer. When you say not maintain, would it unintentionally destroy layers? Even, you know. Did you see routers getting banned in the US? Oh no, which ones? Hopefully not TP-Link, because those are the ones that I buy. And I remember hearing about them potentially getting banned like last year. Is TP-Link? I feel like they might be on the list. FCC has banned the sale of new TP-Link Wi-Fi router models in the US due to national security risks. Holy. I was just about to do a sponsored video, potentially, with TP-Link. Targeting foreign-made routers? I don't, like, I'm not a cybersecurity person. I'm not in IT. I don't know the details of this. I feel like every major brand router, whether it's made in the US or not, still has potential like security vulnerabilities and stuff like that. I don't know how much the average person is going to be affected by this, aside from not being able to buy a new one. But if you already have a TP-Link router, which is supposedly not secure, yeah, huh. We don't make anything in the US. Wait, my routers are, yeah, I've been using TP-Link for years. Irony, it's just for consumers. The US currently doesn't make any of our own routers. Yeah, so I don't, well, it said most foreign made routers, or maybe they meant, this is the AI overview. TP-Link ban proposal backed by 7 government agencies remain unchanged. I mean, dude, anybody in cybersecurity or like networking and IT here, is this the government just overreaching, or is there valid concerns on this? Because the government has already proposed or has done really sketchy stuff already. So I don't know how much I just believe reading like, oh, there's security issues on these brands of routers specifically. Overreach 100%. I mean, that's what I would think, but I am an idiot and not in this field and specialty. So I'm just giving a baseless opinion. Well, based on previous actions of the government. And you know, this ID verification thing, Discord, YouTube, all these major social networks verifying ID, all that. Yeah. Is this the season of overreach? They want, yes, exactly. They want to replace foreign spyware with domestic spyware. It's about controlling adding any software they want. Netgear is loving the router because they are based here and easily spin up production here. Oh, let me see. How much are Netgear? Nighthawks. I guess they're about the same price as the TP-Link one I was gonna buy, around 200. I guess they have cheaper ones too, but tech 100 devices versus 50 devices. I don't even know how many devices my router supports, but I feel like we might be creeping up on the limit. Especially since mine's a Wi-Fi 6 older router. Yeah. Huh. Oh, you working OT? Alright. Have a good night, Unc Ken. Have a good one. Only American backdoors allowed. Yeah. Maybe I should hurry up and accept that TP-Link sponsorship, do the video, get my bag, and then also get the router before it's banned so I can get one. They want parts to be made in America, lol. That means more expensive, which is a good or a bad thing. The only reason we can get things for as cheap as they are is because it's like borderline slave labor. Unfortunately, that's the truth of it. If we want stuff made in America, it is gonna drive the prices up. And then quality wise, I don't know what to say about quality, because if you think about who has more experience and production lines set up and the tooling and all that stuff, factories all ready to go, it's not us for a lot of these products, right? So it's like comparing, I don't know, like I guess Teslas to other EVs. A lot of companies are getting into like their first generation of EVs, whereas Tesla has been around for like over a decade. So in terms of like all the kinks worked out for like the systems and stuff and the batteries, some of these newer ones, they face like pretty big recalls initially. I think most of the major EVs, at least for the compact crossover SUVs, when we were looking into them, like the ID4, the Mach-E had a recall. Like most of that class, we saw that they had recalls. And I'm sure Teslas did years ago, but like by now, their Model 3s and Model Ys have been around for a while. It's for, yeah, it's going to be for future routers, but like I was planning on getting my next router to be a TP-Link one. A lot of workers would have to be trained. And if you got to imagine, where are these workers going to be paid? Because wherever it is going to be multiple times more than, you know, workers in China or Vietnam or wherever the heck, whatever product we're talking about. Does America even have the capacity? I mean, are we just going to automate it all the way anyways with the rise of AI and machines and robots and stuff anyways? So, regardless, we might just have displaced workers anyways. The irony is labor rights, while would make it made in America. So yeah, way more expensive for sure. The Tri-Band BE 19000 is what you're using. Let me see what the company that a company reached out to me. Oh, it was the BE 600X. That was the one, which I think is probably a lower end one than what you're looking at. Okay, we really got to end stream in like the next 5 to 10 minutes because we are approaching 3 hours in the stream. Is it even here? Wait, BE 600. Uh-oh. Was this like an unreleased product? I did not sign anything about accepting an embargo. They have the BE 600, but what is this? Anyways, yeah, I need to look into that. But no, but we won't get software support going further. I mean, we wouldn't get it on the American website, but who's to say we can't switch it to like the UK or Australia or any other country that has not banned it? I don't think TP-Link as a whole is going away. They will still be selling to other countries. So I don't think the support, unless it is really at the end of life of that product. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there should be workarounds for it, because I don't think people are just going to take this laying down. Like, if they truly do get banned from being sold in the US, I'm sure people are still going to find a way to get them and to keep them up to date. Yeah, it's kind of like a circular effect. Things get too expensive, and we can't afford it. Yeah, that's beyond the scope of this stream. We're not going to talk about economics and politics and all that, and what the secret sauce answer to fix it all is. All right, I'm just going to focus on chat, though, for the last few minutes, and then it's time to give the girls a bath and eat dinner. Totally see lawsuits in the future from big tech or for big tech. Like the Pirate Bay. The Pirate Bay. Let's take a... I have not... I've talked about this before. Hey, the Pirate Bay is back. Don't they keep on like going down and like coming back as like the piratebay.de and different domains and stuff? Let's browse recent torrents. Please don't be a bunch of porn. Mimic director's cut? Okay. Y'all still torrent? Let me see. Do y'all sail the 7 seas? Don't worry, this is an anonymous poll. But I'm curious how many people like torrent shows and games or whatever, movies and all that stuff right now in 2026. I have left these days behind me. Yeah, these are mostly TV shows and movies, huh? Oh, there's Damon and Baby Rune. What the heck is that? No one learned from the prohibition of alcohol. What's your best tip for selling on sites like Facebook Marketplace? Oh my god, yeah. If you don't have a test bench, make them bring the test bench. But if you're the seller, you're not expected to have one. Since I have a test bench, I will bring it to the sale just so I can prove to them it's not broken, and then they cannot bother me to get their money back. But yeah, no, if you're selling, it's kind of expected for the buyer to do whatever it takes to test the parts. That's not really on the seller. You could test or show it working at home. You can timestamp it by recording like the date on Google or something. Like do a Google search of today's date and time and have it load up and then show the card working so that, you know, it's not an old video. But that would be my only recommendation. But the burden is on the buyer, honestly, if they want to test PC parts to ensure that it works. But regarding Facebook Marketplace, look at this crap right here. Look at this. I've been trying to sell these stupid light bars. Not stupid, but they're stupid because so many people have contacted me. So I got these for like a video to do like a sponsorship. Now I'm just trying to offload it to make room and like, you know, to pocket whatever. But look at how many people have messaged me for this thing. How far down does this go? I sold some light strips previously. Fine. Actually, no, I had a bunch of... I sold other Gobi light strips, and that one had like 2 interested parties. But yeah, look at this. These people aren't just bots either. I checked out their profiles. They have normal pictures. They like have normal, you know, their profiles make it seem like they're normal people. But my goodness, what starts out as a normal conversation of like, oh, will you take a lower price or where are we going to meet and stuff, then completely ghosted. I have never had this experience selling computers on Facebook. Maybe because people buying PCs are a little bit more serious. But selling random other electronics or peripherals, my God. I'm just trying to sell these things and this many people have like done nothing. Streaming sites are easier to use as well. Don't have to torrent as much anymore. Yeah, that's pretty much the answer, I think. I guess does that count as sailing the 7 seas? If you go to like streaming sites, I'm not talking about the legal ones, but like 123 Anime or whatever the heck those are called. That counts as sailing the 7 seas, isn't it? You're pirating it. You're just not downloading it. You're just streaming it from a non-legal source. I gotta admit that I do that from time to time. Bro, get on that ARR stack, sonar, radar, prowler with QBitTorrent plus VPN. You can add a show or movie and it'll grab the download for you from the chosen sites. I'm gonna screenshot this. Actually, no, what am I doing? I'm not torrenting anymore. Last time I torrented was when Mandalorian came out, lol. I use Pirate Bay for finding movies I own on DVD for my media servers. Okay, just to save the ripping process. Is that? Yes, I landed on Bazzite. After we played with Mint a bit. I just got here. What are 7 Cs? Sorry for my ignorance. The 7 Cs, sailing the 7 Cs is pirating. You know, like a pirate who sails the 7 Cs. That's a way of when people are talking about it on social media to not explicitly say the words pirating software or movies or TV shows. I don't know, to not get banned or whatever or censored, but it just means pirating. Do you pirate anything through torrents or any other websites? Yeah, I'm lost of the ripping process. Got it. Linux ISOs. Yeah. What up, HCZ? There is a video on YouTube I send to people who ghost me. It's titled "If Facebook Marketplace was an actual marketplace." It's hilarious. The only thing is, I don't want to piss people off because Facebook does this stupid thing where they let you rate. We've talked about this on stream before. You're having a conversation with the person. You haven't even met up and had a transaction. They let you rate the other person. So you can leave someone a bad review even though you have never met up in person. So I'm not trying to like troll people or like annoy them with stuff like this. And then they give me like a 1-star because they're, you know, butthurt about it for whatever reason. Because I have perfect, I don't even have that many ratings, but I have a perfect 5-star across like 2 ratings on Facebook Marketplace right now. I know every time I try to go legit, the service I want to buy in shitifies to the point where I'm going to getting more BS than content. Hence me staying on my ship on the 7 Seas. I mean, that is one of the explanations that people give for why they pirate. Yeah, the only problem is I'm from rural Virginia, and all of these lazy rural folk don't want to test because I'm not trying to rip my new components out. It's terrible because supply is limited, haha. Well, then just, I would say do the filming thing. Film proof that it is today and that you have it in your own test bench at home or your own PC at home, working, running Unigen or whatever the heck. Yeah. Wait, I think I've seen this video. Let me see. If Facebook Marketplace is this sounds very familiar. Last thing and then we're going. And then I'm going. Yeah, this one, right? I'm pretty sure I've seen this. Oh wait, there's 2 of them. Which one? I think I've seen this. I think I've seen this one. I'm about to get a copyright strike for watching this. I think this one is based on your title. Okay, let me see. Okay, here we go.
And now, if Facebook Marketplace was an actual marketplace. Is this still available? Yes, it is.
I don't think, is the audio coming through? What the heck is up with the audio? I'm going to slap OBS in the... Okay, here we go.
And now, if Facebook Marketplace was an actual marketplace.
This is exactly what happened to me. I've had those messages. Yeah. Pretty much it. I'm trying to slowly sell small little things to clear up space because they do have value, but marketplace is not fun when you're doing like a bunch of different items. Doing one PC, letting it sit for a while, I never minded that, but now I'm doing like small little knickknacks like these freaking light bars and like a light RGB strips and other stuff. Oh my god, it's been so annoying. Oh no, I think audio. Wait, did you guys have no audio the entire time? I think that should have worked. I think, or is the chat slow? No, you guys should have audio. OBS told me you guys had audio, so OBS better not have lied. Them ISO days were fun, Danny. Should have seen me in the... Yeah! I mean, I still have some of my files from, like, when I downloaded them in 2007, 2008. I just can't bring myself to get rid of them, so they're sitting on my NAS, just in, like, some nested folder. And they're, like, really old movies, and the quality back then was so bad. DVD screeners as well. Oh, yeah. Wait, you guys had no audio that I'm gonna... Did you guys hear that? None? I'm gonna... No, audio is fine. It was still... Wait. Oh, they're trolling? See, you guys... one of these days, I'm just gonna not believe you, and then you're gonna get no audio. No, that one was quiet, but the main playthrough of that video, you guys heard it. It should have been fine, according to OBS. If it wasn't, then, sorry. No audio. Yeah, what the heck? That's what I'm trying to see. There's no way you guys aren't getting audio. It's saying there's audio. I'm watching the bars. There's no audio on this? What is going on? Yeah, here, I will show you guys. Well, you hear light music. Yeah, because that is the music, but look. What the heck? I'm gonna have to change this. This is crazy. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to fix it now, but... And now my droid cam doesn't want to work on my phone. Why does everything have to go wrong today? With... with OBS. Yeah. Yeah, just look it up and watch it, I guess. Oh, here we go. But yeah, like... So, like, the video is playing. Even though I don't know why this is laggy and glitchy as heck. But you can see the desktop audio up there. And I'm not... When I talk, you can see the wireless mic spike. Right? That's the wireless mic. So that's my mic right there. but this should be what's playing on my computer. So that's weird. I have no idea why it's not coming through, and I haven't touched the settings since previous times where I have showed stuff, so that sucks. See, but the thing is, you guys have trolled me in the past before, so then that's why when someone said that they heard it though. So are they trolling? The second one isn't a funny one, in your opinion? Yeah. Yeah, I need to figure that out. I'm going to end the poll. People half and half about pirate versus not. No, the audio was low is because it's probably coming through the speakers onto my mic. It definitely was. It was supposed to be normal volume. So something's going on with OBS. I need to take a look at that. Yeah, cause that's not ideal. But all right, I gotta get going. This has been over 3 hours, so thanks for the fun stream, everyone. There's no video this coming weekend, but there should be one next weekend. So I will catch you all in the Discord server or in the comment section of any of the videos or shorts that get released. So y'all have a great rest of the week. Have a great weekend coming up. And yeah, same time, same place as next week as always. Bye-bye.